Border and Coast Guard, Frontex, is ready to support Albanian authorities to improve security and better manage migration, as such opening a new chapter in regards to management of the EU's external borders. The National Security Commission adopted changes to the Penal Code in principle with 8 votes in favour and 2 against, toughening penalties for the blockage of roads and aggression towards police officers while in the line of duty. Kosovo continues to positively affect the Albanian economy, with exports to our neighbour country increasing by 52%, though business is still complaining about trade barriers. It's 6 o'clock on Tuesday, the 21st of May 2019. Good evening and thank you for tuning in to RTV Ora's English edition. My name is Alexandra, bringing you the only daily update of the local Albanian news translated into English. The flow of migrants coming from Middle Eastern countries and using Albania as a transit point towards the EU have been increasing year on year. In 2018, the number of illegal immigrants entering Albanian territory was 6.7 times higher than in 2017. During the first months of this year, the phenomenon is still persisting, with an increase of 20.6%. With the aim of improving management of border controls, 50 Frontex effectives have started patrolling between Albania and Greece. Teams of the European Border and Coast Guard Agency, Frontex, are joining Albania's police to patrol its land and sea borders for migrants and crime. European Union Migration Commissioner Dimitris Avramopoulos and Frontex head Fabrice Leggeri were in Tirana today to launch the first ever joint operation on the territory of a neighbouring non-EU country. European Commissioner for Migration and Home Affairs, Dimitris Avramopoulos, explained that the mission would not only affect the sovereignty of the Albanian state. Avramopoulos said the agreement is a milestone for EU cooperation with the region. This is a real game changer and a truly historical step, bringing the region closer to the EU by working together in a coordinated and mutually supportive way on shared challenges, such as better managing migration and protecting our common borders. The director of Frontex stated that the main goal is to have the presence of Frontex on the border with Greece. You're the first EU border guards who will work together with your Albanian colleagues to make Europe safer. You represent your country and Europe in a spirit of solidarity and cooperation, said the Frontex leader to the officers about to be deployed in Albania. Meanwhile, Albania's Interior Minister Sandor Leshaj said there was a 6-fold increase in the number of illegal migrations utilising the Greece-Albania border crossings when compared to a year ago, though he did not give exact numbers. Albania is not a preferred route for migrants, but some enter our tiny Western Balkan country with plans to move forward to Northern Europe. Another problem is the number of Albanians seeking to leave for the EU, though according to the Prime Minister, Edi Rama, the year 2018 marked a decrease of requests. Meanwhile, the European Commissioner attempted to calm down the Albanian people by confirming that the EC has not received any visa suspension requests. At a time when the united opposition continues to protest against the government, the National Security Commission approved changes to the Penal Code in principle with 8 votes in favour and 2 against. The draft proposed the toughening of penalties for blocking roads or aggression towards police officers while in the line of duty. The changes proposed by MPs of the majority come at a time when the opposition has held a number of protests against the government, marred by the blocking of major road axes and physical collisions with police effectives. The new opposition MPs voted against the changes to the Penal Code, suggesting that such amendments should come into force after the elections, not earlier, as requested by the majority. Why do we need to make changes to the Penal Code now when a group of MPs are working on creating a new Penal Code? I expect to have further toughening of penal offences, said DP MP Muslim Murizi. The head of the Law Commission, Ulsi Manya, said that these changes are incidental and have no connection with the elections, while reconfirming that said elections will be held on June 30. These changes have nothing to do with the June 30th elections. It's a coincidence. If they are approved before June 30, they will help to guarantee a fair election process. In any case, the vote will take place on the 30th of June, and there will be no clash or conflict. Changes to the Penal Code were proposed by 12 MPs of the Socialist Party, and apart from increasing the sentences for blocking the streets and for strikes against police or state officials, the amendments also affect punishment for environmental crime alongside a series of other articles. The divisions between Albanian leaders in regards to the Kosovo-Serbia discussions have been further publicised as a result of the Berlin summit. However, it seems that this approach has given renewed motivation for pursuing such negotiations. The Kosovo President Hashim Thaçi was seen entering the Albanian Prime Minister Edi Rama's office at noon. The meeting was held just a few hours after the meeting in Durrës between President of Albania Ilir Meta and Prime Minister of Kosovo Ramush Haradinaj. These developments come at a peak moment in the negotiations between Pristina and Belgrade, where despite the suspension of this process, there are statements suggesting that an agreement can be reached prior to the year ending. President Thaçi wrote on Facebook that, as always, it is a pleasure meeting with Prime Minister Edi Rama. He further emphasised that they discussed the political realities in Kosovo, Albania and the region, as well as Kosovo's preparations for the Paris summit. In regards to the Paris summit, which will be organised by President Macron, the dialogue between Pristina and Belgrade will be a notable feature of the discussions taking place. On the other hand, the meeting between Meta and Haradinaj focused on the common challenges that strengthen the relations between the two countries and the common European perspective. Kosovo continues to positively affect the Albanian economy, with exports to our neighbour increasing by 52% over the past 4 months. However, such a climate of cooperation is not accompanied by the abolition of barricades. A meeting between two working groups was organised in an attempt to improve the situation. According to the head of Tirana's Chamber of Commerce, the meetings of both governments are yet to bring about anything concrete. Kosovo's Deputy Prime Minister, Fatmir Limaj, stressed that the Albanian side has created additional barriers while promising that the agreements will be implemented in June. Meanwhile, the Albanian Finance Minister, Anila Denaj, stressed that trade facilitation is already a target priority, while promising that the scan fee could be revised. Unlike other countries where exports made in Albania have declined, trade between Kosovo has increased to a value of about €100 million within 4 years. The lack of a constitutional court as a result of judicial reform has brought about a series of problems for citizens. In just the past 4 months of 2019, 5,515 complaints were filed with the Ombudsman by citizens, mainly directed towards public administration, followed by the children's section. In the annual report of the analysis of this institution in the Commission of Laws, the Ombudsman, Arinda Balansa, underlined that justice reform is not progressing according to the deadline set by the law. In his reporting, the Ombudsman suggested that the issues raised mainly concerned the rights of persons deprived of their liberty, with the issues of the treatment of and the medical services provided to persons imprisoned remaining a serious problem. MP Spartak Braho requested more engagement from the Ombudsman for immigrants as well. At 15,000 square metres, the first Japanese park in Albania was built at the foot of the hill of Korça. A green space conceived with mirrors of water, bridges, vegetation from the far Asian countryside and other typical details has been created. In addition to being a beautiful place to rest, the aim is to turn the park into an attraction for the southeast city. We are very happy that Korça has started to set up parks in every corner of the city, said one citizen. Japanese Culture Day was chosen for the inauguration, where the representative of Tokyo in our country promised that support will continue. This is the first Japanese park in Albania. I hope that the citizens will feel a little bit of Japan here as they will relax in this area. Citizen safety will be our next project in the city of Korça, said Makoto Ito. Mayor Sotirachvilo stressed that green spaces have transformed Korça into a model city. If this experience proves successful, I very much believe that we will have the opportunity to extend it to other areas of the city of Korça, said Sotirachvilo. Thanks to this project, 27 community gardens have been created to serve as functional spaces for residents of Korça who want to occupy their time with gardening and cultivating different products. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join us again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of RTV Ora, thank you and good night.